drive, so feel free to give any amount, no matter how small. It all adds up. It's all important. And each week, again, we'll highlight a different
Bear's
cause.
here.
If you know of a nonprofit or an organization in need, let us know. Use that hashtag, HeyDan, or send an email to the story at kgw.com. All right, we also wanted to let you know tonight at 9, KGW will be streaming a special in honor of Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. It's called Asian and American, and it's a deep dive into the long history of discrimination, racism, and violence against the AAPI community and how recent events have sparked movements for change. You can stream it at kgw.com or on the news app. And on that note, Christine Pitawanich decided to look into how the pandemic and an increase in anti-Asian racism across the country has impacted the mental health of Asian Americans here in our area.
May is an important month. Not only is it Mental Health Awareness Month, but it's also Asian American Pacific Islander, or AAPI Heritage Month. And this past year has really taken a mental toll on many Asian Americans. We checked in with 3 different mental health professionals to get a snapshot of what they've been seeing.
My name is Valerie Yo, and I am a licensed psychologist in Portland, Oregon. So my name is Yuling. I am the mental health program manager here at the Asian Health Service Center.
I'm Dr. Pia Clemson Guevara.
Dr. Clemson Guevara is a psychiatrist in the Portland area.
I have noticed an uptick in general of people seeking mental health treatment. In addition, I'm noticing actually an increase in more interest from the AAPI community, I guess, in light of the more anti-Asian sentiment.
Her observations are generally mirrored by colleagues in the same field who say over the last year, the impacts of COVID-19 and an increase in anti-Asian incidents has resulted
Do you hear an
in
echo?
confusing emotions.
I think there was definitely an uptick in people feeling really anxious about it, people feeling kind of scared about it, but at the same time feeling like, oh, maybe I'm not supposed to be scared. Maybe I'm blowing it out of proportion.
At the Asian Health Service Center, Yuling Chen says she's seen younger people ask for help.
Right? And younger as in like people who are 40s, 30s, and sometimes younger than in school age. A lot of younger generations are getting told to stay home by their parents or seniors because they're afraid that these kids are also going to become toddlers.
And there's also been bullying online.
They may not have the language ability to actually fully immerse in their own school. And so when they're trying to make friends or get socialization online, they run into problems of people who may be calling them names because of the Asian hate crimes that we are seeing.
To help people work through stressful situations, the Asian Health Service Center set up its COVID-19 Community Counseling Project, a free multilingual helpline.
Just providing whatever we can to the community to make sure everybody is getting the support they need.
Speaking of support, the mental health professionals I spoke with say having a group of people who can validate what you're feeling can be invaluable. Even reading books where you can see your own experiences reflected can help. Another thing, self-care is so important. You can't take care of the loved ones in your life without
if you don't take care of yourself.
Your needs are met. Christine Pitawanich, KGW News.
Great points from Christine there. Okay, so now we here at The Story want to hear from anyone who was living in this area 41 years ago today, because that is when, as you probably already know, Mount St. Helens erupted back in 1980. And we know a lot of you have memories of that day and that huge ash cloud that just covered the Northwest. So share them with us with the hashtag HeyDan. And by the way, we talked to someone who witnessed the eruption up close, former KGW reporter Boyd Levitt. So let's take a trip with him into the KGW vault.
This is a special report of the King Broadcasting Network live from KGW News 8 in Portland, Oregon.
First, we take you live to Amboy, Washington, where reporter Boyd Levitt is standing by in the shadow of Mount St. Helens. Boyd?
For Robin and Ralph, the volcano's blasts have come with a vengeance today. The
the spectacle of the massive plume is one that few will forget. With a little bit of wind from the west lake today, we can get a little better view of it this afternoon than we had earlier in the day to see that the conically shaped top of the mountain is now gone. That in fact there's a rounded appearance to the top of the volcano. That the steam and the ash are coming from a wide area on top. Obviously, there is a very large
I think that was a Sunday. No.
Well, it's certainly a historic day. I mean, 40 years on, things have changed a lot. But, you know, those memories sear themselves into your,
A Saturday?
into your mind. And so it was the first day, somewhere around mid-March, well, March 20th, if I remember right, when there was an earthquake. It was a 5.0 sort of thing. And my assignment was simply on day one to go up and do something
A Sunday.
about an earthquake. A few moments ago, we felt one of those strong earthquakes.
Mount St. Helens eruption,
At about 9:05
1980.
First a slow rocking motion.
Sunday.
Then a few fast jolts. And then several aftershocks. But when the bulge started on the north side of the mountain, and there was this pressure pushing up, and the whole edge of the mountain was sort of creeping up like that, then the geologists said to themselves and then to the public, this is something potentially very, very dangerous. I will admit that at one point I stood on the top of the mountain as the bulge was bulging, and you could look at it horizontally, and it was growing at the rate of 5 feet a day, and that was worrisome to everybody. We've got an eruption down here. Now we've got a big slide coming off. The slide is coming off of the west slope. And the station called and said, it's changed big time. And it took me about 30 seconds to get my hiking boots on and all my gear and that iconic KGW blue jacket out the door, into town, up through the Terwilliger curves, and there it was. We weren't quite prepared for what we saw today and what we smelled today. Inside the aircraft here, a sickening stench of hydrogen sulfide. 57 families lost loved ones in this, and several of my friends as well. So it was a story of drama that didn't end on May 18th, it was just beginning. As the ash is continuing to come out of the mountain at this hour at sunset here on the southwest side of Mount St. Helens. And from our position on the top of Mount Amboy, I'm Boyd Levitt reporting.
That's from 1980.
Unbelievable. We thank Boyd so much for his perspective all these years later. And by the way, if you have suggestions for the KGW Vault, let us know with the hashtag HeyDan. We're going to finish the story next.
Where's Dan? Anyway, let's say hi to Lane.
Download it today at the App Store or Google Play.
There's me and 13 other artists all together to install a bunch of murals all the way around the building. So we're standing at the corner of Northeast 15th and Killingswood.
So yeah, I don't know. I just feel like weird, like getting someone.
When she gave her
and so I called the girl back.
that was the first time I was
And
introduced
she,
to her.
oh my
I
god,
was
I know.
listening to it every
I
night,
called that
every
girl
day
back.
before I
She
came to
didn't
the
answer
store.
the phone. She didn't
It
call me
just
back.
motivated me to work
The one
harder
that
and
the lady in my
harder.
building
We're
argument
looking towards a
on
new day, looking
Saturday.
towards that future.
Yeah, so she didn't call me back, so she probably is out of the account.
You brought all these players in your dealer?
Yeah, and it's 3 rows.
So
Your view is Apple CarPlay. Where do I plug in?
it looks like
So you.
it's Saturday and Sunday again.
Where's the 151? Did it go away?
And we'll have from
The high five? What about the high?
It's like, I don't know.
There's no more.
It comes from an agency. And I mean, they have to still go through the agency, but it's like a lot of work.
What's that smell?
I don't get paid till Friday. So
Ooh.
It's a happy hug.
Well, I got paid 2 days early.
Look how cute this is for MS. I got the cutest MS t-shirt. I'll show it to you if I can find
Get
it.
paid
But
up to 2 days
I was
early
thinking
with
of
credit compliment.
doing this one. So
Experience the power of German
I
engineering
was thinking of doing like that. The way that I did yours, you know, like
Now's
that.
the time to upgrade
I
your
was thinking
quality,
of
your
using
trust,
that.
and the Audi of your dreams at Audi Wilsonville.
Oh, thanks for the turn off. It's so super.
For $4.99 a month.
Oh, that's so cute. I did Sarah's hat like that, remember? Yeah, I was thinking of doing something like that, but I bought a t-shirt
Take
for
a
them.
lead with the Q5
Oh, yeah,
Quattro
that's
Premium
really
SUV
fucking
for
cute.
$539 a month.
To make myself
Upgrade
happy.
your quality. Audi
I'll
Wilsonville.
see if I can find MS. Yes, it is. Mm-hmm.
It sounds like
Oh
a
no,
silly
I'm not.
thing,
I'm not
but you
keeping
open up the
mask.
door and the light
Absolutely
pops up.
not. You have to understand something, Carolyn.
That's his favorite thing to
When
wear
you
on.
put on a mask, you're protecting people from you. So if I want to protect myself now, I have to wear
All right, we're gonna wrap up
N95,
quickly here.
and
A
I'm
lot of
not
love for
doing
the
that.
inmate food drive
Look
story
at this.
for the
Isn't it
vault that's always
beautiful?
the winner, and a lot of questions about vaccine passports.
I don't go out
Still on that
anyway.
story. We're gonna have more on it later on this week. In the meantime, that does it for the story on
I
this Tuesday
can't.
night. The news at
So if
6:30
I
with
went,
more
if I
color.
could go some, I could go a mile for you.
What did she say?
But I can't. I wish I could.
All right, let me just. I'm okay. I said no. You're protecting yourself. Your vaccine may not be as protective if you have an autoimmune condition.
If you are wearing a mask still, you're protecting others.
No, you're protecting yourself.
If you're afraid and still want to go out with a mask, get an N95.
I have an N95.
No, you're protecting yourself. No, you're not.
Yes, you are.
If you're wearing a paper mask.
No, I have an N95. KN95.
Because if you want to still protect yourself with a mask, you need an N95. Do you dig me? So, that's what you need is an N95 mask.
I have an N95.
Yeah, KN95 is good. But like, I have to go for my MRIs on Friday, and I will not get into the cab if the guy doesn't have a mask on. If he does, I'll wear my regular one. Well, I don't really need it. But
no, wear an N95.
But I'm not wearing no fucking M95s, and I'm not wearing a mask anymore. Ever.
To your ads, I know I'm unstoppable.
I am power. I am a change maker.
You inspired us to step up. Now it's your turn. Nike, just pay it. Last year, you made $2.9 billion in profit, but paid zero federal income tax. If corporations pay their fair share, we could build an economy for all of us. So now, Nike, you have the power. You can make change. Tell Nike to pay their fair share.
Where's Woof Woof?
And yours is worth more than ever. Get more.
All right, here. You want to broadcast? You broadcast.
DMV paperwork and pay you back with a check. Zero stress, zero waiting, and zero reasons not to call.
Hello, friends, and welcome to KGW News at 6:30 on this Tuesday evening. The Oregon Health Authority has made it official. If you're fully vaccinated, you are no longer required to wear a mask inside businesses as long as they check vaccine status at the door. The OHA also announced everyone, vaccinated or not, can get rid of masks outside. Pat Doris has been tracking the changes for us today.
Well, it turns out when Oregon Governor Kate Brown said that the state would be following the CDC guidelines, there should have been a little bit of fine print there because, yes, Oregon is following CDC guidance, but also imposing some stricter regulations. Let's take a look. Starting immediately, businesses that want to let customers in without a mask have to have someone at the door verify that the customer is fully vaccinated. And customers have to carry either their vaccination card or a picture of it on their phone. That's the vaccine passport you might hear about every once in a while. OHA is using the businesses to carry out the state's policy. Some business owners that I talked with earlier in the week definitely do not like that. Today I asked the state's epidemiologist, why not just use the honor system? Why not just
because people are going to lie.
If they're coming in without a mask, why not just trust that they're vaccinated?
Because they're going to fucking lie.
I think at this time we have to go back to what is the situation on the ground here in Oregon. We know that over, again, half of individuals are not fully vaccinated against COVID and that we have a significant amount of disease spreading in the community. We want that business who chooses to operate under these new guidance to be able to have that sense of safety for their staff and the customers that they're serving, that they have a situation in place to review these records.
So those are the rules for now. It'll be interesting to see how many businesses take part and whether the rules will be followed. The other big change is outside. You don't need a mask at all outside anymore, and that includes when you're going to big sporting events like soccer games, football games, that kind of thing, you can now, according to the OHA, be in the stadium without a mask. I'm Pat George.
Everyone?
And 5 Oregon counties will move into lower risk on Friday. Governor Kate Brown just announced that this afternoon. In our area, that's Washington, Lincoln, Hood River, and Benton counties. Deschutes will also move to the lower risk level. Now, you might be wondering why Multnomah County isn't in green on this map. Multnomah County has vaccinated more than 65% of people 16 and older, but it has not submitted its equity plan. Multnomah County Health Officer Dr. Jennifer Vine says it will submit that plan on Friday with the goal of moving into low risk on May 28th, ahead of Memorial Day weekend. However, she reminds us the pandemic is not over.
I do worry that there will continue to be groups of people who are susceptible to COVID-19, and that we can see outbreaks in those groups, and that we know that the virus can find its way to vulnerable members of our community. We just have to hope that with this looser approach heading into summer, that it's not enough to overwhelm or paralyze our hospitals and health systems.
Low risk allows 50% maximum capacity inside restaurants, theaters, gyms, outdoor entertainment, and at the zoo. And it lets businesses and venues stay open until midnight. It would also expand capacity for retail stores to 75%. The Oregon Convention Center expected to give out vaccine shot number 500,000 today. That's 500,000 shots at that site alone. Governor Kate Brown paid a visit this morning to thank the staff and volunteers there. Legacy, OHSU, Kaiser Permanente, and Providence all worked together to create this mass vaccination site. It's been open for nearly 5 months, and at its peak, it was vaccinating around 8,000 people a day.
This wouldn't have happened without an amazing amount of partners and incredible thousands and thousands and thousands of volunteers. I am so grateful to each and every one of you for your hard work and your patience and your persistence.
The convention center will be giving first doses through May 27th and continuing with second doses through June 19th. You no longer need an appointment to get a shot. In Washington, all counties have moved to phase 3 of the state's reopening plan. There were only 4 counties left in phase 2, including Cowlitz County in our area. All counties will stay in phase 3 until June 30th, when the plan is to fully reopen the state of Washington. Phase 3 allows 50% indoor capacity and unlimited attendance at spectator events as long as everyone is vaccinated. Right now, about 59% of Washington residents have gotten at least their first dose. With reopening on the horizon in Washington, business leaders in Clark County are coming up with creative ideas to encourage workers to get their vaccines. Tim Gordon reports.
For 15 months, we followed the pandemic trials and tribulations of businesses in Southwest Washington. Now, as commerce gets going, Safe by Summer is a way to encourage unvaccinated workers to get their shots. They've got a website to sign up and a map there showing dozens of places that currently have vaccines.
We want the employers to provide the education to their employees and to provide the convenience to their employees in order to get vaccinated.
The Greater Vancouver Chamber of Commerce and Identity Clark County are spearheading the campaign. The goal, to support businesses to try and get 80% of their employees vaccinated by August 15th. Just started, it already has more than 24 businesses taking the pledge, from a large real estate development group to a web designer and marketing company to a toy shop. And of course, restaurants. We've talked to the owner of Beaches in Vancouver over the course of COVID. Mark Mathias is part of a group that helped develop the Safe by Summer campaign for his crew and others.
We know taking the vaccination is personal choice, but if you truly want to get your life back, this is the best solution to get there quickly. So we just got together and thought, we need to run with this as a community.
While the pandemic is showing signs of fading, there is no doubt the virus can still take hold. Case in point, Charter Communications Spectrum Customer Call Center in Vancouver closed by an outbreak last week. Over the last month, 29 employees tested positive for COVID-19, and 2 more are awaiting test results.
We don't want a spike again. We don't want our business community to roll back, because the damage that's been done already is horrendous.
The Safe by Summer's 80% goal is lofty but straightforward.
The easier we make it, the more informed we can help our employees become, the more of our population that are vaccinated, the quicker we get to rebuild our businesses and get back to some sort of normalcy.
The Safe by Summer hopes that engaging employees also encourages their families to get vaccinated. And by the way, if you're a business outside Clark County, they don't mind if you sign up and take the pledge too. Tim Gordon, KGW News.
A shooting on Swan Island led to chaos at a nearby hospital.
What?
As Morgan Romero tells us, it happened after a funeral.
What?
A little before 10, officers responded to a shooting in the McDonald's parking lot on North Going Street, where they found over 50 cartridge casings. Investigators say bullets hit at least 2 semi-tractor trailers with people inside. Buildings on Swan Island were also hit. According to dispatch recordings, the shootings came after a funeral.
That call referenced that a group had gone to a funeral, then met up at the McDonald's, and then a shooting ensued. That was near Swan Island.
Portland police says 10 minutes later, one of the shooting victims was at Legacy. It's quiet here now, but Monday night had a much different feel. Portland police responded to Legacy Emmanuel after somebody showed up with gunshot wounds and a crowd of people gathered around them. And then just minutes later, 3 more people with gunshot wounds showed up. Police say the crowd was fighting, arguing with staff, and disrupting the hospital. Several people had guns. Dozens of officers from all over the city were called in and swarmed the hospital. Things calmed down, and by 12:30, the scene cleared. Dispatch said police called it a gang fight.
And information, North now has non-emergency out here for a large gang fight at Emmanuel.
You know, it's McDonald's. It's just it's a place where somebody could have been in drive-through and caught in the crossfire, and it's, you know, that goes to the feeling of safety and how safe the city is.
Some in Northeast Portland grow more anxious, living in an area with such brazen and frequent gun violence.
It's the constant repetitiveness of every night hearing a siren off in the distance. So everybody around here hears it, and everybody is worried about the safety of everybody. And I think there's just been a lack of any sort of assertive response from the city council, from the mayor.
Larry feels safer knowing Portland police teamed up with the FBI to respond to and solve retaliatory and gang-related shootings. But he wants city leaders coming up with better solutions.
We want to see more direct responses from our city and more response from our leaders. Not paper statements. You know, I want to see them out at these.
If you have any information about what happened, Portland Police is asking you to reach out to Crime Stoppers. You can remain anonymous. Reporting in North Portland, Morgan Romero, KGW News. Police are investigating and haven't arrested anyone yet. Heads up, it is Election Day. The big issues in this special election are school boards. A number of K through 12 districts and community colleges are adding new members. There's also a Multnomah County ballot measure seeking funding from the Oregon Historical Society. Ballots are due back by 8 p.m. tonight. It is too late to mail them, so make sure you take them to an official drop site by 8 o'clock. And coming up, it's been 41 years since Mount St. Helens erupted. And now most areas of the mountain are open for you to come and see what it's like now. We'll have details.
Hello to the viewers.
Today with all the clouds out there, but we had showers erupting across the area, especially out of the Oregon coast. A great view there. We'll track the rest of these for tonight. They're going to back off, but they're not done yet. Tomorrow's going to be a pretty interesting day.
Hello to the replay viewers. I need one more person to download the HAPS app through my invite or follow me as the first person they follow. Subscribe to on HAPS. It's free to subscribe.
Coming up, no mask? No way. People who say they will continue to wear masks even after the CDC says you don't need to. Inside Edition tonight at 7:30 on KGW.
Also, let me know about the sound. And what did you want me to remind them, Woof Woof? Oh yes, you can get coins for free. You get 100 coins when you download HAPS. You can send a gift for, I believe the lowest is 200 now, but if you check in once a day, or you go live once a week for 3 minutes, or you check an email once a week, you can get free coins, and you can send to your favorite broadcaster a gift, either me or Woof Woof. I know, Woof Woof thinks he's cuter than I am.
Clinical research groups in the country. Doctors are empowered to do what's right for the patient, and I'm a patient too.
All right, so what is Lane showing a dog on her? Let's see, what is this? What was that? And also, if I give people information and they don't want to listen to me, that's not on me, that's on them, okay? If you're immunocompromised, you should still wear a mask because you may not develop antibodies at the same rate as someone who doesn't have an autoimmune condition, even if you're fully vaccinated. And so, all right. What was I going to check? Okay. Wolf was like, why are you yelling? We can hear you. Okay, Wolf. And okay, let's check. Where's my Haps account? Let me check. Let's see if I'm trending, which I'm sure I'm not because only Wolf trends these days. Lane is trending. Wait, my feed. Lane is, wait, let me check who's trending. Is Lane trending? Am I trending? Let's check. Okay, let's look. I am trending. Wow.
Welcome back.
Cool.
The Enchanted Forest won't be reopening this weekend as it had planned.
Yeah, because people threatened them.
South of Salem made the announcement today. In a statement, it said, unfortunately, recent comments and threats have made clear that our community is not in agreement as to how we will interact in public places with regard to mask requirements for those who are vaccinated versus those who are not vaccinated. Anyone who bought a ticket for this weekend will get a refund.
Lane's trending
Witnesses
too.
report hearing explosions before an early morning fire at an apartment complex in Tiger. Take a look at this damage. This happened around 5:30 at the Sunflower Apartments.
Let's check it out.
135th Avenue. Witnesses say the explosions were coming from one of the apartments. Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue.
Let's check the balance.
Everyone was able to make it out
Your
safely.
profile.
The 3 apartments are destroyed. A
Coins and
propane
rewards.
on an outdoor patio
I still
caught
need one
fire,
more
and the
friend.
propane fueled the huge flames. The Red Cross
One more
is now
invite.
helping about 24 people find temporary housing. This date, May 18th, brings back memories of the eruption of Mount St. Helens. It has been 41 years, but still the volcano attracts scientists, climbers, and historians. Locals and tourists also like to explore the impact of the blast. Joe Ranieri tells us how to check out the sites.
The scenery of Mount St. Helens can stop you in your tracks.
There are a number of trails and interpretive panels that help tell the story of the eruption.
More than 40 years after the eruption, people still come to learn about the volcano.
All right, Wolf, I'll
May
check your
18,
email.
1980, it blew up about 1,300 feet of the north side of the mountain. An eruption
You gotta
which
move
took
over,
the
though.
lives of nearly 60 people.
The Johnston Ridge Observatory is closed. However, the state highway leading up to the visitor
Where's
center
the
is
email?
open.
The only closure still in place because of COVID is the indoor area at the Johnston Ridge Observatory.
Okay, there it is. We'll
Visitors
check
can
your
still
email.
come to the observatory and catch great views outside from the viewing
Sorry,
plaza.
Wolf. Let's
And the
check
Big
your
Cave
email.
recently reopened.
After 14-month closure, we reopened the very popular 8 Cave, which is
Nope,
a
nothing.
lava tube on the south side of Mount St. Helens.
You have to make a reservation if you want to walk through, and be prepared if you do.
It's underground. It's 42 degrees Fahrenheit year-round, and you need 2 light sources if you're going to enter the cave.
If hiking is what you're after,
All the outdoor stuff is open. Any trails you'd like to hike, I mean, there's still snow out there, of course.
of course, the big attraction is trying to reach the summit.
Let's
We did
check
move to
spam.
Our permit system where we will allow 110 climbers per day up
No
to
spam,
the
no
river,
trash.
however high they can get.
All
This
right.
year, if you want to pass, it's a little easier to try to get one.
So instead of all permits for the whole season going on sale on one day at 7 a.m., they're releasing a month at a time so that you don't have to be there on that specific day because they sell out really quickly.
With an easier way of getting your hands on a permit,
People are very interested in outdoor recreation activities, and we expect the same in 2021.
hikers and climbers are sure to be out this season seeking the picture-perfect view altered forever 41 years ago. Joe Ranieri, KGW News.
May 18th, 1980, such an important day in our history here in the Northwest, but not such a picture-perfect view of Mount St. Helens today, though.
No, Topsy, you couldn't see the mountain from town at all today, and you can't see Mount Hood either, but from our Skycam at Timberline Lodge, you can see where it is, right behind those clouds. You can see the eastern shoulder here over by White River Canyon, but those showers are just kind of hugging the mountain and cloaking them. So that's it. I'll tell you what, though, cold day to try to climb any of the Cascades. 31 degrees at 6,000 feet right now up at Timberline Lodge. So there's been some new snow. You can see it on the ground there. There'll be a little bit more again tomorrow. Might even be a thunderstorm. Now, we can show you Doppler radar around Mount St. Helens, and it is showing snow on that volcano as well. So when the clouds clear later on Thursday and certainly Friday and Saturday, we should see the mountain in a little bit fresher coat of white up there as well. Showers are diminishing, though, around the valley. We are seeing them drop off quite a bit. There's still some rain over downtown Portland, north and northeast Portland. But after that,
what time did I take my medicine? I'm having symptoms again.
We should dry out for much of the evening hours. It should be dry. The rainfall, not very impressive with showers. 400 from Portland. Vancouver did better with a little bit less than a quarter of an inch there. And around the state, none of our normal reporting sites really picked up a whole lot of rain. You may have had more at your house if you got hit with a good shower. Tomorrow, sunrise 5:35, sunset 8:40. It'll be 44 in the morning, so it's going to be a cool morning. And once you get away from the city, even cooler. Maybe even some upper 30s and certainly down around 40. Only 55 at noontime. And by 5 o'clock, and actually before that, say 2 to 5 o'clock in the afternoon, lots of showers and potentially even a thunderstorm tomorrow as the colder air loft moves down over us. Right now, it resides up off the coast of Washington, and that'll be dropping into our region as we go into the day tomorrow. So again, tomorrow will be the most, I said earlier, interesting. By that I mean vigorous showers, some of which may become thunderstorms. We'll get some sunbreaks too, but again, look for more shower activity tomorrow compared to today. The modeling shows that pretty well. It'll die off tomorrow night, and then Thursday it picks up again. A couple of strong ones there, perhaps on Thursday afternoon. But then Thursday night, they end for a couple of days, because Friday and Saturday actually look quite nice. Rainfall, it'll really depend on how the showers line up. Some places won't get much at all. I mean, look at the difference between Portland and Salem. This just depends on where the showers line up. If you get a good one over you for a while, a couple of you may end up with a half an inch of rain. If not, you'll end up with less than a tenth of an inch of rain. In Portland right now, we've got showers out there. It's 59 degrees, and the freezing levels drop down to 5,400 feet. We usually get snow a good 1,000 feet below that. So again, it will be snowing up on the mountain tomorrow and overnight tonight. On the coast, decreasing showers tonight, and then sun showers tomorrow with highs in the low to mid-50s. For the valleys, we've got sun showers and possibly a thunderstorm. And look at those highs, only in the 50s and a low at 39 in Corvallis, 40, 41 in McMinnville and Salem. Up at Govey down to 32, and Timberline and Meadows will drop in the 20s and barely get above freezing tomorrow. Central and Eastern Oregon, LeGrand 54, get up to 62 at Pendleton. So cool day, partly sunny, scattered rain and snow showers, and your snow level about 3,000 to 4,000 feet as well. In the gorge, we will see showers and sunbreaks. And west winds, but not very strong, about 66 in the Dalles and 60 over at Cascade Locks. And that temperature in the Dalles will be one of the warmest in the state tomorrow. For Portland, 63, decreasing showers tonight, showers and maybe a thunderstorm tomorrow, showers but more sunbreaks Thursday. Friday looks good, back to the 70s. Saturday and Sunday also look good. Well, Saturday does. We'll get showers coming in for the Thorns game on Sunday. We're back right after this.
All right. I need to see what food was left out. Oh, hello to the 6th viewer. If you're new to HAPS, why is that person outside making all that noise?
A lot of these prepaid debit cards never arrived. I didn't get any response.
If you're...
Since our story aired,
can you download HAPS if you're not on HAPS? I need one more person to download HAPS through my invite link or be the first person to follow me for the last challenge I didn't meet. And Woof Woof, what else do you want to say, Woof Woof? Woof Woof wants you to know that Mount St. Helens volcano exploded today in 1980. We believe it was a Sunday.
Which delivers Wi-Fi faster than a gig. It's the fastest Wi-Fi you can get. It's more than enough to keep everyone working.
Bear wants to say hello. Where are you, Bear? Bear wants to say hello. Hello.
Learn more about Xfinity Wi-Fi or get started with Xfinity Internet for $19.99 a month for 12 months.
Bo says hello from the hallway.
Switch today.
All right.
Moderate to severe psoriasis.
I need to check what time I took my medicine because my symptoms are coming back, and the question is, if I take the medicine, is that what's keeping me from sleeping at night? Hold on one second while I check.
75% clear skin is achievable. Don't use if you're allergic to Otezla. It may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Otezla is associated with an increased risk of depression. Tell your doctor if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts, or if these feelings develop. Some people taking Otezla reported weight loss. Your doctor should monitor your weight and may stop treatment. Upper respiratory tract infection and headache may occur. Tell your doctor about your medicines and if you're pregnant or planning to be. Otezla, show more of you.
Russ, a big part of the clear philosophy of Beaverton Toyota is how you treat customers after.
Okay.
And this is impressive.
It was 4.5 hours ago. So I'm going to try and wait. All right. We were listening to the news about Oregon and the mask. There's a vaccine passport required in Oregon now. And do I just need to take a picture of my card, or do I need to download something on my phone?
Because we're serious about Tuesdays.
And someone left me some food. I need to see what it is.
Papa Murphy's. Change the way you
Here, you talk to Woof Woof and I'll see what they left.
Tonight at 9 o'clock, KGW will be streaming a special in honor of Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. It's called Asian and American. The series takes a deep dive into important issues, including the long history of discrimination, racism, and violence against the AAPI community, and how recent events have sparked movements for change. You can stream the special tonight at 9 o'clock on KGW.com or on the KGW News app. A virtual volunteer project today will put science in the hands of young girls. It may even inspire them to pursue a career in technology or engineering. John Goodwin tells us about Chick Tech.
Chick Tech? I volunteer with Chick Tech.
Focuses on gender equity in technology.
When it comes to STEM, you're likely to see more males in the field than females.
All careers that we have today, almost all of them, involve some kind of technology.
Kirsten Mochrider is on staff at Chick Tech. It's a national nonprofit based in Portland. A big goal of theirs is to inspire girls of all ages to jump into the world of STEM.
Now we offer monthly workshops, which are hands-on learning opportunities to teach our students about career skills. And then each month we also have a mentorship opportunity where they really get to meet someone who works within the tech or STEM space and learn more about what careers and job opportunities look like.
The workshops are now virtual. Chick Tech even has a virtual library where people can access live and recorded sessions. Today, it wasn't students, but volunteers getting the hands-on experience.
I think I'm getting it now, though. These loops look a little better than they did.
Rebecca Brown is the Director of Community Impact for Comcast. She joined a group of over 50 volunteers from home, assembling solar-powered cell phone chargers.
Because it is about solar renewable energy, right? And creating this solar-powered cell phone kit, which we know technology is big, and a lot of our youth has those cell phones that they're using to connect to the world.
For about an hour, Rebecca, Kirsten, and others got together virtually and plugged away on these kits they got in the mail. The chargers will be sent back to Chick Tech and passed out to girls. Even if the engineering wasn't quite there, the commitment was.
I think for me, the hardest part was getting started and peeling back the covering of the wires.
It was both team building and a service to the community. No matter what the finished product looked like, it's mission accomplished.
We're creating some kind of kit that is going to go back out into the community and help a young girl maybe spark an interest in a STEM field. Is pretty exciting about this project, and it was fun.
John Goodwin, KGW.
Is Lane still on?
What a great project. And that's it for us here at 6:30. We're going to leave you with this
view
from breathtaking Cannon Beach, where sunset, listen to this, sunset tonight, 8:45. Temperature right now, 53 degrees. Stick around for the good stuff, featuring your photos and video of the good stuff happening in your community. Brittany Falkers is along next, and Matt and I hope you'll join us again tonight at 11. Enjoy this beautiful evening.
What's Lane doing now? Let's check before the good stuff starts.
Anyway, it was
KGW News segment is brought to you by Northwest Natural. Visit nwNatural.com.
KGW Good Energy Days. Let's do this.
Where we set aside one day every month to do
What was?
This is Good energy, a day to double down and recommit to help our environment. Stories that teach us about clean energy.
That's
And how we
pretty
can
creepy,
tackle
eh?
climate change.
I
All
think we
keep
should
the
go
place
back
we
to the
love
$5
beautiful and
store.
clean. Now that's good energy.
For what?
Sponsored by On Point Community Credit
What is she
Union.
talking about that costs that much?
Summer's here, and with a great deal on a new
I
Toyota,
think
you
it's
can go out
China,
and do all
so
the things that
everything's
make
very
summer,
small because
well,
it's so small.
summer. Like go biking, glamping,
Yeah.
pony rides,
I love
Mustang,
these.
scavenger hunts,
They're
All right.
so cute.
off-roading.
Get $750
Um,
customer cash on a 2021 Venza Hybrid all-wheel drive. Or you can lease the new 2021 Venza for $259 a month. To learn more, visit Toyota.com.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's
Alright,
go
what would
places.
you like to see to keep you interested?
Multnomah Medical Clinic uses the
when does the raffle end for the light?
actually fix erectile dysfunction rather than just treating it.
Should I
You
stay
can
up
enjoy
all
normal
night?
function again with your partner. There are no side
Yeah, I
effects or
slept all day.
Should I write that in the chat?
Schedule a $300 valued medical assessment and blood flow
Sarah, did you
ultrasound.
start your medication today?
Stop treating the symptoms and start fixing the problem. Call Multnomah Medical Clinic or visit us on the web at multnomahmedical.com.
The raffle ends on 30th of May. Did you want to put in a raffle ticket or two, darling?
Like the Hyundai Kona, the first car in its class that monitors steering and lane position in order to
Maybe.
alert tired or distracted drivers.
Oh, this is too funny.
Driver attention warning from Hyundai.
Take it
Brand of
in
more 2020 IIA Top Safety Award from Honda or
13.
Toyota.
Get 0% APR for 60 months on the Kona or Kona Electric.
Where's the
Or visit
link?
the
It's
3,000
probably in her
Hyundai
profile.
See your Pacific Northwest Hyundai
So you
dealer.
have a good chance of winning.
I
Oh my
serve
god,
the
look,
place
it's
I
so
call
cute.
home.
Oh my god.
Where's the
This
link?
is stuff that's good to get for $12.
I serve
Look
as
how
an
cute
intelligence
they are.
analyst.
Because
I serve
they wear
as a
them
maintainer.
once.
Because I like fixing things.
Oh, you did?
I
Hey,
serve
I'm
because my
Dory.
dad did, and because his
So we're
dad
both on
did
the same
too.
film. You'll see
I
that.
serve to learn things I've never
I
learned.
think the other one's out of my
I
system
serve
now
as an
because
airman
it said
in the Air National
it's
Guard.
out of your system after 12 hours. Oh, well.
From KGW News, this is a special edition. The good stuff.
Oh my god, look
We're
how
very
cute.
interested in outdoor recreation activities, and we expect the same
Well,
in 2021.
oh my god.
41 years after the
Is
big
that the
blast,
cutest thing?
the
I'm sure it looks nothing
fascination
like this in
of the
person.
day. Mount St. Helens
Look how cute
still
that baby is.
mesmerizes. Hey everybody, I'm Brittany
I don't
Childers,
even on the
and
baby
welcome
beach,
to
but
the good
it's the
stuff. May
look
18th,
how you can clean your
1980
teeth.
forever changed the majestic landscape. But that hasn't stopped climbers, hikers, and everyday tourists. Joe Ranieri tells us how to take it all in.
The scenery of Mount St. Helens can stop you in your tracks.
There are a number of trails and interpretive panels that help tell the story of the eruption.
More than 40 years after the eruption, people still come to learn about the volcano. On May 18, 1980, it blew up about 1,300 feet of the north side of the mountain, an eruption which took the lives of nearly 60 people.
The Johnston Ridge Observatory is closed. However, the state highway leading up to the visitor center is open.
The only closure still in place because of COVID is the indoor area at the Johnston Ridge Observatory. The visitors can still come to the observatory and catch great views outside from the viewing plaza. And the Ape Cave recently reopened.
After 14-month closure, we reopened the very popular Ape Cave, which is a lava tube
The
on
Ape
the south
Cave.
side of Mount St. Helens.
You have to make
That's
a
where I
reservation
got hurt.
if you want to walk through, and be prepared if you do.
It's underground. It's 42 degrees Fahrenheit year-round, and you need 2 light sources if you're going to enter the cave.
If hiking is what you're after,
all the outdoor stuff is open. Any trails you'd like to hike, I mean, there's still snow out there, of course.
Of course, the big attraction is trying to reach the summit.
We did move to our permit system where we will allow 110 climbers per day up to the rim or however high they can get.
This year, if you want to pass, it's a little easier to try to get one.
So instead of all permits for the whole season going on sale on one day at 7 a.m., they're releasing a month at a time so that You don't have to be there on that specific day because they sell out really quickly.
With an easier way of getting your hands on a permit.
People are very interested in outdoor recreation activities, and we expect the same in 2021.
Hikers and climbers are sure to be out this season seeking the picture-perfect view altered forever 41 years ago.
Yeah, summiting St. Helens is definitely on my bucket list, and it appears Volcano still piques the excitement of just about everyone. If you're planning a trip soon, we have more information for you on our website, kgw.com. The Portland Art Museum offers a virtual walkthrough of a Mount St. Helens exhibit. It was made last year as a way to share the work during the pandemic. The exhibit, marking the 40th anniversary of the eruption, couldn't be seen in person because the museum had to close. So they created a virtual visit to Volcano. Mount St. Helens wasn't actually photographed or even painted very often before 1980, but that all changed after the eruption.
Where can you watch the virtual exhibit?
Artists have examined the renewal of life, the remarkable
Exercises.
renewal of life at Mount St. Helens, and have begun to look to the future with the sure knowledge that Mount St. Helens will erupt again.
The exhibition is the first survey of images of Mount St. Helens that's ever been undertaken. With the mountain 64 miles from downtown, the virtual display makes its rich history much more accessible to you. You can still go check out that full exhibit online. Just search Volcano with the Portland Art Museum. Well, tonight we bring back a sweet Mount St. Helens story, reuniting KGW reporter Galen Etlin with his 7th grade teacher. Last year, Galen contacted Roger Groom. He remembered Mr. Groom had taken the class on a field trip years after the eruption.
How are you, Galen?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. It's really good to see you. I saw your name come across. I'm like, what? And that was the coolest thing ever to go back because, you know, it just the fact that it, you know, it woke up on its anniversary. I wanted to go. I was like, yeah, we're taking the kids, man. They're not going to let us up there if they're worried about it.
Did I drop on the
I
leaderboard?
learning all about it with you up until we went because I think that's when that bulge in the crater started growing again.
That trip was so crazy. And I was on the news.
Now that you said that you were on the news, I remember the clip, the little soundbite. I think you played it for us. I can't imagine a better opportunity for students to learn geology firsthand than to see something like this.
I have gone every year since. And any given trip that I go and the sun is shining and you can actually see it, I'm literally jumping around on the bus. Like kids are laughing at me. And I'm like, oh my God, you guys realize how awesome this is? Having that incredible thing in our backyard, and then all of a sudden, for it to remind people that, hey, I'm still here. I mean, if you live in Kansas, you don't have a volcano in your backyard. And I really do honestly feel lucky that to be a teacher in the Pacific Northwest and have gotten into geology, to have this backdrop.
It was just so cool to see sort of like the spout of steam and knowing that, you know, it's building again after what happened 25 years ago at the time, now 40 years ago.
And at the time, you know, that sucker was
40 years?
How amazing it is to be here at that time. A lot of the focus has shifted.
41 years.
Oh, it blew in 1980. These are all the steps it took. But now a lot of the focus is like, and it also woke up in 2004, and look what it's done since 2004. Going out on that rotunda and like looking over the edge and then seeing the Pumice Plains and then bam, there's nothing like that.
I don't know if you caught it in there, but a little Galen was in that story wearing the red jacket. Just adorable. Yeah, you can see him right there. We go. Right there. That's our little Galen. So cute. Well, hey, we want to see what you've captured at Mount St. Helens, whether it's a memory or a photo. Sean Parks sent us this one. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That's an amazing photo. I've never seen that one out there before. It seems a little close, but it's just kind of adorable, but also devastating. The background looks crazy. Arlette says this National Geographic from 40 years ago is stuffed in Dad's drawer. She also says Harry visited last week. Wow. Craig says he was golfing in Boring, Oregon when the mountain blew, and it kind of sounded like a bomb. And check out these amazing pictures from professional photographer Jared Neiman. Gorgeous.
Wow.
Said you did their really gorgeous work, Jared. Thank you for sharing these with us. Majestic. You can also text a photo to 503-226-5088. You can find us also on KGW's Facebook and Twitter pages. Share your photos and your memories. We'll have some more for you at the end of the show. Well, there is good stuff happening, and we want you to share it with us. Text your pictures and stories to that number right there on your screen, or you can post it on social with the hashtag KGWTheGoodStuff, and we will find it. You can also email me at thegoodstuff@kgw.com. And there's more good stuff ahead tonight. Helping others from behind bars. Inmates raise money for families in need.
To find a steel servicing dealer near you,
All right.
visit steeldealers.com.
There's only 6 viewers in here, but I am on the trending board today.
After missing last year's big night, drums are back. But you've never seen one like this. Watch the next.
And now I went up one. I'm looking to see on the board when I go up or down. I went up one. All right.
That's one of the things I like about this story is that I never leave, like.
Okay. What I'm going to do next is go see what was at the door.
EV8 on the speedway.
I want to see what food she left me. All right, hold on.
Oregon's goal, more electric cars on the road to help reduce our carbon footprint.
I'm going to mute you for a minute.
seed here in the West. They travel to Denver to take on the Nuggets. Cheering them on. Let's go there today. Well, on to another sport. Golf is the sport for a Tualatin teen, and he's about to wrap up his high school season. Art Edwards shows us why it's one the young athlete will never forget.
Tualatin High School. Hey, Jerry.
For the first time, Tualatin High School sophomore Jake Deering is playing in a varsity golf match.
Coach Wadsworth, my coach, he called me up and he said, Jake, would you love to play in a varsity tournament? And I said, of course I would. So I was very excited for this moment. I've been training very hard.
The journey to this point is amazing.
I have a very rare syndrome. It's called OPD.
That's autopallidigital syndrome type 2. Only about 60 people in the world have it. One of the things it's done is cause Jake's bones to grow abnormally.
When I was born, my feet were flipped upside down and my legs and everything like that. And so I've had 30 surgeries, all trying to put me back to as close as to normal.
He's a warrior, coming back strong after each surgery. The Deerings are a family of athletes, so there was no question Jake would find his sport. He started playing golf seriously in middle school.
Because of my disabilities, it was the only game that I could play.
On this day, his parents followed him on the ground, sharing the experience.
This is where he can just be himself and come out and do this. And he's had so many hard things in his life. This kind of competition and this edge for him just fills him up, and it doesn't make me nervous. It really just makes me happy.
There have been triumphs for Jake in his life, like designing a shoe for the Nike Dornbecker Freestyle collection several years ago. But playing with the varsity is one of the biggest.
He challenges guys. He challenges all of us to be better versions of ourselves.
I'm looking for my Gatorade.
He just pushes us to be better, and he's just a lot of fun. He shows us that you can really do anything. Put your mind to it.
Jake knows his way around a golf course. He hits the ball straight as an arrow. This is a day he'll remember forever.
Very fun day, yep. Yeah, it was awesome. It went pretty solid. I shot a 49 on the front and then a 51 on the back.
And he has a message for anyone who faces challenges.
Show people what you can do, and really don't be afraid to try everything that you can do, and why not? Have fun. You only live once.
Did you see that swing? Man, Jake, I could use some lessons from you. I could use a lot of work on mine, to be honest with you. Well, today at school, by the way, Jake's coach awarded him that varsity letter. A big moment. Congratulations, Jake. You earned it. And when we come back, the big-time boulder unearthed at Lake Oswego School. This is a discovery of an ancient rock.
There's the Gatorade.
This new segment is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. The return of the prom. After missing last year's big night, proms are back. But you've never seen one like this. Watch the next Inside Edition.
Tonight at 7:30 on KGW.
We're focused on helping you out, showing you where and how to get signed up.
Now, you won the lottery, you can get an appointment.
But not a liquid.
Okay, 2 more people came in. If you're not on HAPS, can you download HAPS? I need 1 more person to download the app through my invite, or 1 more person to add me as the first person they subscribe to for free on HAPS. And you can get 200 or 100 coins when you download the app. And you can get free coins when you check in daily or go live for 3 minutes a week or check your email once a week.
Or you can lease a new 2021 Corolla or Corolla Hybrid for $199 a month.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
I'm muting you for 1 second. All right. I got on the trending board today, which I haven't been on for months. I don't know how I got on there. I actually asked what the algorithm is, but the answer was they don't give that information out.
Thank you.
All right, so Woof Woof, what are you doing? Woof Woof is broadcasting and listening to the good stuff on KGW in Portland, Oregon.
Can I use Apple CarPlay if it's a new phone?
And
It's wireless. What's your BX Wi-Fi password? It's
what's your bedtime in the summer? Woof woof. 10:30. Chinese medicine says 10:30. What about in the spring? Woof woof says his bedtime in the spring is 10 o'clock. Hello to the new viewer. If you haven't downloaded HAPS, I need one more person to download HAPS through my invite to get my last challenge. Or if I'm the first person you subscribe to by clicking on my name on HAPS, you can subscribe free. We're listening to the good stuff. Today's the date that Mount St. Helens blew up in 1980.
Welcome back. We want to let you know about a special streaming tonight on the KGW News app.
We should watch this special.
Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Asian and American takes a look at the history of discrimination and racism faced by the AAPI community. It also covers how recent events have sparked a movement for change. You can watch this very important.
Let's check.
At 9 o'clock.
I'm going to see if the CNN replays changed. Let me look.
A construction crew at Lake Ridge Middle School ends up creating quite a lesson. Ashley Korslund tells us about their rock-solid discovery.
During construction on the new Lake Ridge Middle School, Skanska crews made an unusual discovery.
We had 400 to 500 large boulders in a pile here behind me. And one out of the 500 was different than the others.
Project Superintendent Jacob Parker used a rock identifier app on his phone.
It queued up a rock that
we
was
were going to check
potentially
CNN?
radioactive. So as a team, we reached out
Why
to
don't I just check
some
on the
specialists
schedule?
that could identify it.
They found this one that was greenish yellow.
Enter PSU geology professor Scott Burns.
And he said this is different, so he got in touch with us. He said this has got to be significant, and it was very significant.
And very rare. Burns says the 1-ton boulder is a 15,000-year-old volcanic rock called rhyolite. It likely came from Washington or Canada, carried over by the Missoula
No other
floods
times?
at the end of the last ice age.
No
It's
replays?
the second time we have found a rhyolite boulder related to the Missoula floods on this side of the Cascade.
Let's check episodes.
And after some discussion and planning,
Kids' reaction is awesome. They seemed really interested.
the school district, along with Skanska and others,
It's made from like magma, it makes different colors.
created a learning opportunity for students.
It's just pretty cool that they found it under the school that they're building for us and that it's going to be here.
I got a chance to tell them about the geological history of Lake Oswego.
I really expected it to be a lot heavier, and it looks a lot like wood with all the green.
There are no replays for Dawn Lemon's show.
Even cooler, they get to keep a little piece of this local history.
Got a little rock to take home. I'm going to put on my dresser.
For me, wherever you are in the world, there's a story. Mother Nature is shouting out to you, and what is that geological story?
A story for the ages, and one these students won't soon forget.
All right.
Oh, that is so cool. Geology is just so fascinating.
Let me check
Like
Anderson
you say,
Cooper's
you know,
show.
it's the history of our Earth. It's so cool. And get this, some of the students at the school want to name the rock Dwayne. You get it? After Dwayne The Rock Johnson. We smell... No, I can't do it. It's too weird. But we smell what you're cooking, right? I just can't do the rock voice. Nor the eyebrow. It's not cool enough, right?
Anderson
The
Cooper has
relatives are going
replays.
to the Tualatin Heritage Center, so it's going to be available there for public viewing, so you can smell what that specific rock is cooking. Well, there really is a special bond between people and their pets. That's clear in this video right here. Lauren Primrose hadn't seen her childhood horse Polo in about 8 years until this moment right here. She rode and showed the horse in middle school, but later had to give up the sport. Her mom knew she never stopped loving him, so she kept tabs on Polo through different owners in California. Recently, she found out Polo was ready for retirement. They were able to bring him home to Oregon for this heartwarming surprise.
And I just fell over. I'm just like, that's Polo. And that's in that video, I fall over. And then we get up and we start walking towards each other, and the rest is history. I mean, it was just a dream come true. He's going to be living the rest of his days in that pasture on a 175-acre farm with tons of other horses, and he's going to be able to be a horse and do whatever he wants.
Oh, I just can feel that emotion. There is such a special bond. You know, I'm a crazy horse lady myself, so I just know how special that is. Now, Liz Horse Polo is just 30 minutes away from Lauren in North Plains. She was actually headed there to see him today after I chatted with her during our interview. Lauren says after this past year, we know how difficult it has been. She just needed this unfiltered joy, and she got it. Reunited with a childhood friend for Sweet Horse Polo. That's something special. And that's it for us tonight here on The Good Stuff. We will be back tomorrow at 7 to share more good news. Until then, we leave you with a few more of your comments and pictures from Mount St. Helens.
Yesterday's volcano cam picture.
For The Good Stuff.
Washing volcanic ash off of my grandmother's car in North Bend, Oregon. Wearing a mask due to all the ash in the air. Also huge piles of ash in the grocery store parking lot. I was 8 years old and standing on the roof of my mom's green Dodge watching ash erupt from the mountain. Cleaning out the gutters for people in our neighborhood. Alright, like I went up a whole page. Like I'm looking at the... Okay, I'm looking at the feature, the trending board, and like I had to go up to the alright. Am I on the first page? No, but let's see who's okay. Wait, where did it go? There. I'm right there. Alright. Alright. What should I... Okay. How long will I stay on the trending board if I keep this on? Okay, Woof Woof, what are you doing besides hanging out there? Are you supervising something? Alright.
We're growing to serve.
Now it's getting cold in here. It's a really nice, who just subscribed? Thank you. I saw that, but I couldn't see the name. Wait. How? Oh. Miramax. Thank you for subscribing. What is that in your picture? Needles? Knives? Can't tell. Let me look. What is that? Needles like vaccines? Alright.
My name is Maria Segoviano, and I work in elementary. Students thrive off of in-person interaction, whether that's with the teacher or with their peers.
Wovo says I should take a picture of how nice it looks outside right now, but my other phone is dead and I'm broadcasting on this one.
To ensure student safety back into the building, because we want to move in the right direction.
Let me think.
Having students come back to school was an indescribable feeling. When you're ready, we're ready.
Chevy is America's fastest growing full-line brand. And
Miramax, let me see if I can check. I can't click on it on this phone. If I click on it on the phone, it doesn't do anything. Let me look on the computer. But if I tap twice, it turns the camera around, see? Alright, but I can't, alright, let me try on the phone. I mean on the computer. Where's the Haps app open on here? I mean, well, gosh, it's right in front of my face.
Was it justified? The just-released police shooting video that's causing an uproar.
That's bullshit that they had to shoot him.
Two women face down on the ground, humiliated in front of their new neighbors.
Why?
Big mix-up over a U-Haul.
I thought that I was going to get shot.
Then, no masks. No way. People who say they will continue wearing their
Yeah,
masks.
like me.
I just feel safer that way.
Plus, I'm going up. He's trying to reason with a mountain lion. I'm not gonna bug you. Then, wait till you see who's behind the wheel of the speeding electric truck. It's President Biden. This sucker's quick and she'll take Manhattan.
Hi, television.
Miss Universe
moves to the Big Apple. Plus, the return of the prom.
Alright, I said I was going to click on my feed and check.
Way different.
I am seeing smiles. I'm seeing excitement.
Then, the new movie about Pam Anderson.
Can you hear?
What did she think of it? What her former
Can you hear?
castmate just told us.
Dear Lord.
And how they saved these whales.
I'm hearing feedback. Can you hear it? Let me see. Let me check. Okay. I can't.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us. It is not the news the family of Andrew Brown Jr. was hoping for. A North Carolina DA announced today that the deputies were justified when they shot.
Which is total fucking bullshit. I know, woof woof, bad language.
The police body cam video was shown for the first time, but Brown's family is fighting to have the entire video made public. Les Trent has our report, which includes video that may be upsetting for some viewers.
The heart-pounding, just-released video begins with the SWAT team pulling up in an armored vehicle. Video shows 42-year-old Andrew Brown trying to escape in his car as police close in to arrest him. Cops fired 14 times, hitting Brown in the head.
Hello.
District Attorney
Musician
Andrew Womble announced today that the shooting was justified and no cops will be charged.
This decision the evidence and the law and not on public opinion.
The DA says the video appears to show Brown was using his car as a weapon and that one officer was hit by the vehicle.
You're not allowed to drive over police officers. When you employ a car in a officer's lives in danger, that is a threat. And I don't care what direction you're going. Forward, backward, sideways.
Brown was a suspected drug dealer. This Ring camera video shows the SWAT team turning up at his home to
buy me a
arrest him
coffee.
after undercover cops
Let's look
made
at that.
drug buys. His death last month, only a day after ex-cop Derek Chauvin
How
was
did you
found
get a
guilty
buy
of
me a
murder,
coffee button?
caused uproar. His funeral drew leading civil rights leaders, including the Reverend Al Sharpton.
This must stop. Enough is enough.
His coffin was carried in a carriage pulled by 2 white horses, and doves were released at his graveside. The family hired lawyer Benjamin Crump, who also represented George Floyd's family.
There was a kill shot to the back of the head.
But the DA says the shooting was justified.
People made claims on camera that were knowing falsehoods and were directly refuted by the body camera video.
CNN's John King described the district attorney's attitude as defiant.
The prosecutor was insistent, at times even defiant, saying the 14 shots that were fired in the span of about 44 seconds, in his view, justified.
We showed the body cam video to former LAPD Sergeant.
How did you
Joe
get a
Lewis.
buy me a coffee button?
These officers, perception is always fear and the likelihood of great bodily harm if a black suspect gets away. But we see them take armed white men into custody. How? Without incident.
Now the situation remains tense following the release of the video.
Brown was struck by 5 bullets, including one to the back of the head, which was fatal. If you've ever tried to move yourself, you know it's hard, but you probably didn't experience what these women endured. They pulled up to a new apartment in a rented U-Haul and were immediately surrounded by cops with guns drawn. Why? Well, as Jim Ray reports, it was a mistake that could have been deadly.
Police officers with guns drawn.
I'm going to ask you on my broadcast.
Spread eagle as a helicopter circles above. Are these women dangerous fugitives? No. Turns out they were just
Why is
moving
it circling?
into a new apartment. Cops mistakenly thought they were driving a stolen U-Haul.
It was Saturday morning on this quiet residential street. The 2 women had just pulled up in their rented truck, helping one of them move into her new apartment. Behind them were nearly a dozen LA police officers.
I was terrified. I thought genuinely that I was going to get shot.
Shabani Balsaver is a petite 5'1", but cops took her as a potential threat when they ordered her out of her U-Haul with her hands behind her head.
Did they say anything to indicate why they were doing this to her?
They didn't tell us we were under arrest. They didn't tell us why we had been stopped.
Baffled, she says she complied and did not resist. But a large male officer jammed his knees into her back and neck anyway.
In my mind, I thought that this was...
Oh, her friend, Shalani Sen, was also ordered out of the vehicle at gunpoint.
I'm completely confused, terrified.
Cops finally told them they were suspected of driving a stolen U-Haul.
I said, well, I rented it this morning. and the receipt is in the car.
It turns out the U-Haul had been stolen and recovered 2 weeks before she rented it. They were released, but the damage was done. They were humiliated in front of the new neighbors. Attorney Brian Olney says his clients, who are South Asian American, they have been racially profiled.
What the video shows is a police response that is absolutely outrageous.
Let me
The
see
women
if
are suing for excessive force and assault and battery. Lawyers representing the city and the police deny the allegations. They've asked for the case to be dismissed. With more than half of all states now lifting mask mandates and others soon to follow, fully vaccinated people can now freely go about their business, most places without a face covering. But not everyone's embracing the change. In fact, for some, there's no way they'll go no mask.
Across the nation, masks are coming off, but not everyone is ready to kiss their mask goodbye.
I'm going to wear it forever.
Check out this headline. No masks, no way.
This is the way I protect myself.
Musician Joe Glickman still wears not one, but 2 masks and a pair of goggles when he leaves his home in Albany, New York.
because he's smart.
Even though he's fully vaccinated.
I am not willing to take the chance with my health to not protect my eyes, not protect my lungs.
Even some doctors are hesitant to let go of masks.
I am still wearing a mask if I go to a mall, if I go to a store, if I go to the grocery store, or I haven't been to the theater or to a movies, but if I were, I'd wear a mask there. And I'm going to keep doing that.
What about Dr. Fauci? Well, he's almost ready to ditch his mask.
In indoor settings now, I feel comfortable about not wearing a mask.
Here in New York, tomorrow, the state mask mandate will be lifted. So if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask anywhere, outdoors or indoors, except on mass transit and in stores that still require them. Still, we found plenty of people who say they will continue to cover up.
They look pretty. I feel like it's not a big deal to be wearing another year.
I don't know about forever, but I'm going to, basically wear it for a long time.
Until 98% of the population has the vaccine.
I just feel safer that way.
It seems that for some people, masks are here to stay.
The CDC reports today there are just over 17,000 new COVID cases in the United States. Compare that to the first week of January, when the daily rate was more than 300,000 COVID diagnoses. We've all heard those terrifying stories of attacks by mountain lions, and this man very nearly became another one. He documented with his cell phone what it's like to be stalked by a mountain lion.
I'm not going to bug you. I'm going away. I'm not going to bug you.
Terrorizing moments as a hiker is stalked by a mountain lion.
I'm not going to bug you. I'm going away. I'm not going to bug you.
You can hear the panic in Jared Smith's voice as he tries to stay calm.
I promise. I'm just going away. I promise I'm not going to bug you.
He slowly backs away on the trail in Utah. Suddenly, the mountain lion charges.
I'm not going to bug you. I'm going away. I'm going away. I'm going away.
If you watch the video, my voice cracks and I sound kind of nervous. I was certainly thought it may not end well.
Fortunately, the mountain lion gave up, and Jared made it to safety.
I ran down the trail to get back to my car, and once I got there, I felt a rush of relief and overwhelming happiness that I was there and safe.
I'm going away.
I'll bet he did. Experts say the hiker did the right thing by not running, which could have led the mountain lion to mistaken for prey. His father is the former New York City mayor and presidential advisor to former President Donald Trump, who's now under federal investigation. And today, Andrew Giuliani, the son of Rudy Giuliani, formally announced that despite never having held elective office, he's running for governor of New York.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Says that's got folks thinking of Saturday Night Live.
Jeez.
Rudy Giuliani's son was thrust into the national spotlight well before announcing his run for New York governor today.
I'm going to have a co-addressee, I guess.
As a child, Andrew Giuliani famously upstaged his dad's 1994 inauguration as mayor of New York with his attention-grabbing antics, mimicking hand gestures and reading parts of the speech out loud.
It should be so, and it will be so.
Today, Andrew got the full SNL treatment back then, with comedian Chris Farley portraying him in this hilarious sketch.
My dad's mayor!
Andrew, now 35, was the subject of another memorable SNL skit, again with Farley portraying him, this time at a New York Yankees game.
Hey, fella! Swing back!
how does Andrew feel about being the butt of the joke all these years later? Do you think people are taking you serious? It was one of the most fun moments in SNL history. The fact that Chris Farley, one of the greatest comedians, would play you.
All right, let me check. Wait.
When I do get inaugurated, and I do get elected governor and get inaugurated in 2023, I think I'm going to have to give my father very poor seats to the inauguration because I think he's going to want some.
You're not going to get inaugurated.
He hopes to take on New York's embattled Governor Andrew Cuomo. Andrew Giuliani first has to beat 4 other declared candidates in the Republican primary. Meantime, President Biden visited the Ford plant in Michigan today and proved he has a need for speed.
Who's behind the wheel of this electric pickup truck?
Let me try it again.
It's the president.
Oh.
Test driving the vehicle at a Ford plant
All right.
in Michigan. Then a reporter asks,
Mr. President, can I ask you a quick question on Israel before you drive?
No, you can't. I'm not let you get in front of the car as I step on it.
Whoa!
Then the president floors it.
Well, that was fun. When she won the Miss Universe title, her life changed in a big way. She not only won the crown, but she's moved to a new place in New York City. The new Miss Universe spoke with Ann Mercogliano.
Miss Universe takes Manhattan. Hi, Inside Edition. I am the new Miss Universe. 26-year-old Andrea Mesa from Mexico won the coveted crown Sunday night, beating out 73 other women from around the globe. I never thought that I was going to be able to be in this moment where the sash of Miss Universe. I used to think that I was not pretty or that I was too bad. I let other people comment affect me. Despite Miss America doing away with the swimsuit competition, bikinis were front and center at Miss Universe.
The reason why we have this swimsuit competition is to see the confidence of women. It is not about the body. It is about how you feel about yourself.
Following her victory, Andrea just moved into her new apartment in the Big Apple. We showed her around the city. What is it like walking around New York City as Miss Universe?
I love it, and I think it's a little bit crazy because now I'm being recognized almost everywhere.
Nothing says New York more than a stroll down Broadway. Looks like she already feels at home.
Thank you, Inside Edition, for showing me around New York.
And you're welcome. The other day we showed you that incredible likeness of Lily James. She's playing Pamela Anderson in an upcoming biopic. Well, now one of the Baywatch stars' famous friends is speaking out, saying this miniseries will only bring Pam Anderson heartache. Megan Alexander reports.
The iconic red swimsuit, the blonde locks, the roaring California surf. It could only be Pam Anderson back in her Baywatch days, right? Wrong. That's actually actress Lily James, who plays Anderson in an upcoming miniseries on Hulu that focuses on Pam's notorious sex tape with ex-husband Tommy Lee. Check out the two side by side. Look at the resemblance. The transformation of Lily James, best known for playing Cinderella, is astonishing. But now the actress is being blasted by Pam Anderson's rocker friend Courtney Love for taking on the role. I find this so blank outrageous. My heart goes out to Pammy, further causing her complex trauma, and shame on Lily James, whoever the blank she is. Love writes that the sex tape destroyed my friend Pamela's life. Utterly. I spoke to Anderson's former Baywatch castmate, Tracy Bingham.
What did you make of Courtney Love coming to Pam's defense?
I agree with Courtney Love. It is unfortunate. I mean, when you have pain in your life, the last thing you want to do is relive it. And the last thing you want to do is relive it on television.
We'll be right back.
Next, the return of the prom. After missing last year's big event, proms are back, but way different.
I am seeing smiles, I'm seeing excitement.
And how they saved these whales. Inside Edition with Deborah Norville will be right back.
They came a long way to be found by you. Buy more, buy less. Home Goods. Go finding.
Russ, a big part of the clear philosophy of Beaverton Toyota is how you treat customers after the sale, and this is impressive. Well, thanks, Mike. We've always been about service first at Beaverton Toyota. It's how we built Oregon's largest Toyota service center. Our service team is passionate, well-trained, efficient. It's a big part of the customer experience. Locally owned for over 50 years. Experience clear at Beaverton Toyota.
I'll be observing your safe driving abilities. Play your cards right, and you could be in for a tasty discount. Let's roll. Hey, check it out. One time I tripped on the sidewalk over here.
I'm gonna check that again. The Anderson Cooper and let me check it again.
There's an app. Bad. Well, that came out of nowhere.
How many episodes of This Is Us are there?
At Spirit Mountain Casino. Now through May 28th, it's 60,000 guaranteed. Coyote Club members receive one free entry. Earn more entries the more you play. Go to spiritmountain.com for details.
The Bachelor Party crew.
Hi.
Sophie, hey. Talking with her made me confused. How does anyone ever really know who they're supposed to marry?
We want Olympic level talent.
The stage is yours.
Amazing. You are the ones to beat.
High school prom is a rite of passage, but how do you safely have a prom in the age of COVID? Well, it takes a little creativity.
These teens are celebrating their special night in a different kind of way. No fancy ballroom. They're on a football field in Michigan. It's prom night in the age of COVID.
I think it's great. It's definitely not something like the traditional prom that everyone imagines.
The students at Novi High School began their senior sunset festivities with a red carpet unfurled on school grounds.
1, 2, 3.
They were decked out for the occasion. Masks stayed on until it was time to take photos. After posing for pictures, many of them dined at local restaurants with their COVID-safe bubble, rather than all under one roof. Some kids ditched the dresses and suits, others didn't.
Your zone is just your home base. You guys are welcome to move around and go wherever you want to, and you can interact, challenge teams to activities. And there's snacks right underneath the weight room.
A map showed each group where they could set up with proper social distancing. There was an ice cream truck and tons of games, including getting dressed in big plastic orbs, trying to knock each other over. So it may not have been anything like the great American prom of years past, but at least it's a sign that life is returning to normal.
And that is at least one high school memory they'll get to have. When we come back, it's moving day for Wales.
All right, let me check. I'm gonna check this. This Is Us. Let me see. 40. I'm gonna check.
You may be the 1 in 10 living
with IBS. Anderson Cooper. Let me check. Episodes.
ID Guard, Daily Gut Health Guard.
Stay tuned. There's more.
511.
I can make this go. I can make this go pop.
Cuomo Primetime episodes.
25% off trending summer styles. Plus, Macy's Star Rewards members earn on their purchases.
511. But there's no replay for Don Lemon's new show. Let me see if I can pull up my calendar on here and see if I watched those two from a week ago. Let me see.
And delivered through existing pipelines, capturing greenhouse gases before they enter our atmosphere. Welcome to What If. And meet the newest renewable natural gas. An energy source that can get us closer to a future of less. Northwest Natural, less we can.
Avoid emergency repairs and reduce your utility.
Why is this not work? Why is this not working?
Visit us online or give us a call. When you call Watts, you'll say wow. Watts is a Bryant authorized dealer.
Struggling to get fresh air this spring?
All right.
It's time for new
Let me
energy-efficient
check.
replacement windows from Champion. Right now, every Comfort 365 window style is 40% off.
At Champion, we make buying new windows easy. Unlike some other companies, we control every step of the process. We design, build, install, and guarantee it for life.
Stay comfortable all year long and get 40% off all styles. Call now or download our free buyer's guide at getchampionwindows.com.
Why is this taking so long to load?
Chevy is America's fastest growing full-line brand, and people are taking it everywhere. Taking Trailblazer outdoors, confidently taking on new places with Equinox, and taking on more with Silverado. Whatever you do, there's a perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. Find your perfect Chevy and get up to 18% of MSRP cash back on select 2021 models. That's over $4,700 cash back on this Equinox. See your Northwest Chevy dealer.
Family fitter, bath fitter, schedule fitter, bath fitter.
All right, so
Style fitter, bath fitter, you fitter, bath fitter. We install beautiful tubs that fit perfectly over your old one with no mess or demo. Get the bath you want in a day with quality that lasts a lifetime. It just fits. Bath fitter.
it doesn't want to load my other email.
To book your free consultation.
It's Marion's biggest sale of the year. Kerosene carpet and waterproof flooring, only $1.99 a square foot. Area rugs, 20% off. Remnants, 50% off. Nobody has more flooring than Marion's, and it all comes with a low price guarantee. In Portland and Wilsonville, hurry in.
Tomorrow, a Today exclusive. Hillsong Church founder Brian Houston, one-on-one with Savannah Guthrie.
Should you have done something earlier about the leadership of Hillsong?
His first interview since Scandal rocked the megachurch. Tomorrow on Today.
How do you move whales that weigh about 1,000 pounds each? Very carefully.
It's incredible video of a magnificent beluga whale being transported to its new home. The whale is one of 5 making the journey from an overcrowded aquarium in Canada to the Mystic Aquarium in Connecticut. The epic move started aboard this cargo plane designed to carry military tanks. Each whale was transported in a custom-designed container filled with seawater. Then they were loaded onto a flatbed truck and brought to the aquarium with a police escort in the dead of night. The 10-foot-long belugas, which are an endangered species, were hoisted out of the containers by a crane and lowered into a cart. Staff wheeled the young whales, which range from 760 to 1,200 pounds, into the aquarium, where they were lowered and released into their new home, making quite a splash.
It took enormous logistical coordination, and of course, just moving, if you imagine moving 5 whales is no easy feat.
They are so pretty. When we come back, a perfect place to sing.
Closed caption sponsorship for Inside Edition is brought to you by...
It's hard to get all the daily fiber we need from food alone. That's why I love Fiber Choice. With the fiber found in many fruits and vegetables, Fiber Choice, the #1 gastroenterologist recommended chewable fiber.
Stay tuned. There's more Inside Edition to come.
This is my body of proof.
Proof of less joint pain and clear skin.
Proof that I can fight psoriatic arthritis.
With Humira. Humira targets and blocks a specific source of inflammation that contributes to both joint and skin symptoms. It's proven to help relieve pain, stop further irreversible joint damage, and clear skin in many adults.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections. Serious and sometimes fatal infections, including tuberculosis and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Ask your rheumatologist about Humira.
What the heck does that mean, warning message? That's an ad. All right,
Start your summer off right with hot styles and amazing savings at Ashley Home Store's Memorial Day sale. Going on now. Shop incredible doorbusters or get 6 years no interest. Ashley Home Store. This is home.
It's a great time to get Domino's, because right now, if you order online and carry out with Domino's Carside...
all right, Woof Woof. Do you want to watch This Is Us?
See what we did there?
And end the broadcast?
Get 49% off all menu price pizzas for a limited time only.
A Star is Born, next.
Travel consideration provided by
Alice loves the scent of Gain so much, she wished there was a way to make it last longer. Say hello to your fairy godmother, Alice, and long-lasting Gain scent beads, part of the irresistible scent collection from Gain.
Stay tuned. There's more Inside Edition to come.
At Papa Murphy's, we need seriously.
What's on? Wait, let me check.
Because we're serious.
What's on channel 181?
Every Tuesday, get a large pizza for just $12. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
Buying your first home is the start of realizing bigger dreams with your family. That's why it's important.
Real Housewives in New York City is on?
With American Family Insurance. Wait, what's that? It's their dream car. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's actually my dream car. Got my little dream tire swing with some dream trees. There'd be a nice dream garden right here.
Let's check out this. This is us. Is there? How many episodes are there?
At VisionWorks, we want you to feel safe, and we want you to see yourself in your new glasses and think, ooh. But if you get home and it's more fun. You have 100 days to change your mind. That's the VisionWorks difference. VisionWorks, see the difference.
$500 COVID relief cash cards given out by the.
All right, Woof Woof, we're gonna hang this up in what? 3 minutes?
People are finally getting the assistance they needed. Really nice to know that there's somebody out there on our side. Call me, and I'll look into it.
Finally, who needs a fancy recording studio? Singer Raquel Raines goes under a bridge for perfect acoustics. Listen to her belt out Chandelier. And on that note, we say thank you for watching. That's Inside Edition. See you tomorrow.
8 to 9. 9. All right. Watch channel.
Get the versatile, surprisingly spacious HRV for $169.
Say goodbye, Woof Woof. Goodbye.
Plus, we talked a lot about the clear philosophy.